Victor Yankee Golf Radio check. Yeah. Such interesting times, isn't it? At least we can come here, soar around in the virtual airspace, relax by shooting things down. Yeah, I have to admit, after seeing the news and looking at everything that's going on, as pundits have pointed out, that certain elements at our cousin's place there south of the border are doing things intentionally to overwhelm so that they can do whatever they want. I was like, what is it that is so making it so stressful for me anyway? And what it is that here you have grown-ups acting like toddlers in the way that they've been told this is how we do things. And that's the system of laws, right? So, okay, these are the laws. Except for these guys, it's like, oh, his whole thing of fool around and find out. It's like, well, yeah, that's what law is supposed to be. You are free to do what you will within these bounds. Except the one character down there pushed it last time and said, well, I'm going to do whatever I want, even against the laws. And then part of the branch of government, the judiciary, basically said, well, yeah, you can, and we won't give you a consequence. And so, just like a toddler, if there has been no consequence, why should he do anything different? He was playing with matches and he got taken aside and told, well, you don't do this. And then the authority, the uncle said, don't do this. And then the parent came around and said, no, that's okay. And so now he grabbed his buddies, and they're all running around going, yeah, well, I know you said I can't do this, but what are you going to do about it? And unfortunately, the other adults in the room aren't being adults.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Ugly bomb. Woo!
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
All right. Where is he? There's one. Oof. Excellent.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available. Victory is in sight. Keep it up. That's it. There's no way to break through for you now. You're on your own. Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Woohoo! All right. Anyhow, so yeah, I was getting a little stressed last night after hearing some of the other things that have been said, and the idea that a billionaire simply took some people, walked into your treasury department, and took over all of your money, and all of your information. And they're just sitting there like thugs going, well, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Only reason things haven't been done is you have a very well-disciplined military. And your hope is that law can be upheld. But law will only be upheld when there's people to uphold it. You know, that whole thing of the only thing that needs to happen for evil men to prosper is for good men to do nothing. Yeah. Stop assuming that because someone has money, they're a good man. It's got nothing to do with it. In fact, we know now that psychopaths tend to do the best in the current system, since it is not a well-regulated free market. So I do have hope for my dear cousins south of the border. And I do know it is frustrating because people who wish to ignore the law seem to have all the advantages. I suppose it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it's still horrible. But it would be less horrible if he wasn't doing the same internationally. Because the consequences and the fallout from doing the same thing internationally don't just land on him. They land on you. But I can absolutely see the exact same thinking going into it. You know, looking at all the other countries, shrugging, going, what are you going to do? I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to cut off Dragonite. Put tariffs all over you. What are you going to do? Yeah, that's right. Bend your knee. Come to me. And if you don't, he'll be like, bah, who needs you? Like, seriously, he did that with a country, well, with my country, which is the literal largest trading partner. Bah, I don't need anything you got. It's like, okay then, I dare you. Stop buying from us. Well, I'll hold off the tariffs for 30 days while you think about what you've done. It's like,
Attention! You are entering the combat
look, I don't
zone.
need 30
Get ready for
days.
battle. Good luck. Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
What is it, Tier Bum Bum? Who is Ugly Bum? Ugly Bum. And a P-51. I'm sorry, I can't let your bombers just ride roughshod. Were you escorting those bombers?
We've taken over the command center, requesting support.
Let's take over the airfield. I like airfields. It feels like home to me. No, it's somebody else's house. Yak 9. Oh, you can't get a line on me? You've got that big old cannon. Foo!
Large enemy force is attacking the command center.
That's okay. Bombers are attacking theirs. Oh, hello.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
I think I want a command center back, thank you very much.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available. Step it up. We're losing the battle. That's it. There's no way to break through for you now. You're on your own.
No. Oof, ugly bum, you got me. Good show. Good shot. Yeah, so I need to relax a bit more.
All positions are captured by the enemy. You must turn
Good
the
game.
tide of the battle. You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Well, didn't win, didn't do too shabby. Both this one and the 109G need lots more enemy aircraft, but to come down to get to specialist, and they need 2%, yeah. So I got some more aerial targets for destroying enemy aircraft. Yeah, so Kurotori. Very good. Oh, he's got a long ways to go to get specialized. Let's go. We got enough time for one. Might have to switch this guy back to normal bombs. I've managed to save up enough of the high explosive ones. But that'll start costing me gold. Don't want that. Save the gold for the special aircraft on the edges when the time comes. Yeah, waxing political. Oof. See, I'm needing to remember that he does not have an entire nation behind him. And of all the nations to try this on, one that is a culture steeped in pushing back against the man probably isn't the one to do it to. Well, maybe it is. I suspect he might fool around and find out.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Almost like somebody read Machiavelli. And they have this plan, you see. There's this awful thing that needs to be done.
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
Like, I don't know, rebuilding the monetary system. But nobody really wants to do it, so don't think this one's good for high altitude bombing, but I guess we'll find out. Oof. You got me. Almost was getting close though. Yes, I rammed him. I know. Unsportsmanlike.
help from the front headquarters. Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
Oof. Morning. 'Tis morning. But I cannot respawn in this one again.
I'm proud of you, pilots. Head back home.
Good game. And that's it for this morning. Woo, because it's 5:15 already. Time for me to stop waxing philosophical about the state of the world and relax in the knowledge that our cousins to the south will figure out how to bop a bully in the nose. There we go. Many have. Yes, well, it's tricky when they've got this thing where they go, oh, but they're in this position. It's like a nasty human being in any position, still a nasty human being, and needs to be put in his place. But of course, everyone's shrugging, going, well, what can we do? Our hands are tied. He was put in his place, but the Supreme Court said, the Supreme Court said that he can't be held in jail due to the Constitution. So you still have parts of government that are allowed to put reins on. And if he pushes things far enough, he's going to find that they stand up and go, enough. Some commentators have called it into an extra-legal situation. It's not extra-legal, it is illegal. They're doing things that break the law. And it's not a, well, not really. It's like, no, really. So, and once people decide that, well, like I said earlier, like a toddler who pushes the rules, finally, the parent has to put their foot down. And he might need a timeout. Yes, everybody, nobody, and somebody else. Yeah, well, it's gonna get there. I just need to stop worrying about it, because it's like, oh, what's he gonna do? It's like, eh. Oh, it's not gonna take that long, though. Part of me was thinking the international community might be able to help them out by going, okay, this is how you're gonna be? Okay, well, as in any free market, we can choose not to serve a customer. So it's not about putting tariffs up. It's about saying, no, no, we're only selling you this much. So, no, no, we're only selling you this much crude. No, we're only going to sell you this much electricity at any price. Period. I think that would help because he's a megalomaniac. And so if you push him and you make him look weak, if you were to turn around, I mean, and for to have Canada have to be the ones to do it is sad because, of course, we don't want to do stuff like that because it hurts the people. But if we can push him to literally break their constitution, to literally say, I am going to rip this document in half because I want to do this, I think that would be enough for the other branches of government and everybody else in the country to stand up and go, no, we are done. You are done. But he's got this whole thing where he's running around doing all these little things that are like, well, I guess it's illegal. It's not normal. It's like, no, no. He's riding the edge. So, Rick, we need to throw a stick in the spokes. Make him blow it. Make him absolutely lose it. All this stuff when they're saying, oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. It's like, no, he's not. He's creating chaos and confusion to hide his more serious crimes. Well, he doesn't care about crimes because he's been told he can't get convicted. It's like, yeah, tell Mussolini that. Yes, dividing people, which is why, as awful as it sounds, I think somebody needs to kick him over the other way, to literally do something totally unexpected and totally in your face, to force the point, because that way the damage can be limited, because all of these clowns could be rounded up, put in the camp that they've just built in Guantanamo. Oh yeah. Yeah, like internally, the thing with the tariffs, he's like, oh, I want, Canada bent the knee. It's like, Canada reminded him of what we already did. Rude to clowns. Yeah. Yeah. And internationally, they're like, well, he got nothing from that. It's like, well, except to sow mistrust, distrust, uncertainty. He thinks that if he can, go in and, basically come slamming into the mosh pit of international relations and just run into everybody and spill drinks everywhere, and that he's like, aha, you're on unsecure footing, so now I'm going to push my deals. It's like, you got to remit, like, internationally, we have discovered that politeness is way better for everybody. He's like the guy who, it's like on the roads, right? You get the one guy who's going fast, weaving in and out of traffic, and he thinks he's the greatest because, look, I got there 5 minutes faster than everybody else. Why doesn't everybody do this? If everybody did that, nobody would get anywhere. And usually you have to allow for the odd person to do it. Well, not when the odd person has nukes. So I think it would be amazing if Canada would be willing, if we had the support of Europe and the rest of the world, just do it. Just cut off the oil, cut off the power, and go, no, we will not tolerate this. All of us. And their big thing would be, oh, we'll invade. It's like, no, you won't. We've worked side by side too long for all of your military commanders to obey such an unconstitutional order. And we have no authority to remove you, and so we won't remove you. But we will make you show your colors so that your own system, your own people can do the job. Well, it wouldn't be bad because he's like small fish. It's like pretty much. But as the position he has inherited, he's now driving a whale. Well, he's driving a pod of whales. And he's saying, we're all going to go here. And, yeah. His own pod's going to be taking him aside. Well, no, that's the thing. You can't use that kind of language because, yes, he did voter suppression and all kinds of things. He did it all within the law. That's his shtick. He's doing it within the law. And he's shrugging, going, yeah, what are you going to do? Except now he's doing things outside the law. And, oh yeah, well no, except, several presidents ago, a different president did that too. And, when it was all said and done, it's like, yeah, they shouldn't have been president because they shouldn't have been. But once it was announced and once everyone had decided, they couldn't go back on it. Oh, prosperity. Well, it's not so much for prosperity. It's about prosperity for who? See, he doesn't care about ordinary people. He cares about the smart people. Sorry, the rich people. They've all bought the Kool-Aid, drunk the Kool-Aid, that because they are rich, it means they're very smart. And I'm not saying that they're idiots. But when it comes to certain things, yes, they are. Basically, I think they were all told, hey, you're a multi-billionaire. We're going to do some things that if you're not with us, you're going to be ruined. So, are you with us? And they all kind of went, well, okay. They're not fully bought in, but they're bought in enough that it's trouble. So, like I said, I think he just needs to be pushed over the edge to where he literally does something crazy. I mean, the tariffs and stuff, yeah, that's within the scope of his vague legalness. The average people in America stop prospering badly enough. More execs will get Luigi'd. You won't be upset. Yeah, but it's not, it's the whole system has been unregulated for so long. I'm not saying that, oh, it all needs to be scrapped. It's like, no, no, no. It can come back from this. But the people that were, the individuals elected by the people who had their job and responsibility to regulate the market, to regulate what is acceptable, um, have been paid off. So if people wake up and say, no, let's put these people have the ideas that we want in, they're going to go in and they're actually going to do what they're saying they're going to do. Oh, yeah, it's the video of the hangman, right? Into our midst the hangman came, smelling of blood and fire and flame. Except I don't think he has that kind of respect. At least he shouldn't. He was a maroon when he had his TV show. Nothing's really changed. Anyway, here I go pontificating and not getting ready for work. So I'm going to relax and know that the majority of our cousins to the south have a brain. Yes, he did. He did break the law. But everyone there is given that level of uncertainty because the Supreme Court turned around and said, no, 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 he can do whatever he wants as president. Not that he can do whatever he wants. He cannot be arrested. He cannot be charged with things he does as his role as president. But I would say that his actions, he is not acting like a president. So I'm sure there's some legal wrangling that can go on in there. You know, work out the rules like in RoboCop. And then you need a RoboCop who sort of goes, well, no, we don't want to promote murder, even if the other side's doing it. I mean, you think of it, he released violent protesters from jail and set out there, and everyone's like, oh dear, he's got his own thug squad. He's like, really? You're going to do that in the most heavily armed population in the world? And you think that that 1,600 rioters are going to stop Billy Bob and his four cousins with automatic weapons? Like, no. If it comes down to it, Billy Bob's going to make sure the rioters realize that this isn't goofing around. They're not dealing with, you know, police anymore whose hands are tied with, well, they've got to stay within the law. It's like when you're fighting with someone who's fighting by the rules, and you decide to flaunt the rules. After a while, the gloves come off, and then you're like, whoa, whoa, you can't do that. That's against the rules. And they're like, no, no, we're done with that. You can have a good future still. It's not all done. That's kind of how I was feeling last night, and it was like after his other announcements, and you're just like, really? It's like a maroon, just a maroon. So, yeah. See, that would be more than I would know. I haven't heard of anything like that. And that would be very dumb of them. Because family's gone. What do you mean? Oh, they've hidden their families. Yeah. Oh, I would I would hide my family. Maybe. I'd probably arm up and be like, no, I'm taking a stress leave. if you come knocking on my door, kind of like throw the gauntlet down. Someone's going to do it at some point. They're going to go, okay, here I am. If they're smart, they wouldn't have attacked the White House. Yeah, they wouldn't have attacked the Capitol. No. I don't think their families have been killed, have they? I haven't heard that. If that's the case, then we need to cut off oil and power now. Stop this crap. Or wake people up to it. I don't think that's happened yet. Better not have. Stuff like that, you'd have military commanders on the verge of saying, that's it. I mean, they're all very well trained to follow orders, but they also are to protect America from enemies, domestic and internal and external. Oh, he's using the legal system for his revenge. He's opening investigations. He's fired the FBI agents. He's done stuff that he's literally not allowed to do. But he's doing it, which begs the question, well, if he's not allowed to do it, how is he doing it? Unless he's a king. Oh, no, not him. But, yeah. Anyway, it's after 5:30. I've got to get going. And yes, the January 6th Sixers, yeah. I think in some ways, I mean, our cousins to the south are, in some ways, they are like us. I think there's a lot of them who just want to live in peace and have a decent life. And they're confused and they're worried. And that's what his whole splurge of confusion and all of what he's doing is designed to do. But just like his actions against us got us angry, and zoop, suddenly we're kind of united. Well, except for Twinkle Toes here in Alberta. But she's a whole new different cake. But I think when his actions actually anger the population, that'll be it. He will be done. So yeah. Anyway, yes. Yeah. She is. We're in negotiations, and our union basically is saying, yeah, they aren't actually negotiating. They're doing nothing, and basically, well, you guys can have 1%. Everywhere else across the country, it's like, oh yeah, 17 to 25% and stuff. And she's like, no, we have no money. It's like you've given it away to all your corporate cronies, so don't say you don't have any. Anyway, I gotta get going. You have a good day too, and don't worry too much. The baseline and mass majority of people are actually good, despite what you're seeing, because what you're seeing is that 0.1 of 1% who are total batshit. So anyway, good day. We'll see you early in the morning tomorrow.